We all set goals, don't we? They're the beacons that guide our ships, the maps that show us where we're headed. We're taught that setting goals is crucial for success, for progress, for a meaningful life. But what happens when those very goals, meant to empower us, start to feel like shackles? This message is for anyone who's ever felt trapped by a goal, or perhaps abandoned one because it no longer fit who they were becoming. In a world that constantly shifts beneath our feet, the rigid, set it and forget it approach to goal planning often leaves us feeling defeated or stuck. We're here to explore a different way, a more adaptable, more humane way to chart your journey. Here lies the paradox. Goals are undeniably powerful. They give us direction, a reason to strive, and a metric for achievement. They can be deeply meaningful, defining moments in our personal and professional lives. Yet, ironically, they can also become meaningless burdens if we cling to them too tightly, ignoring new information, unforeseen obstacles, or even our own evolving desires. A goal, depending on how we hold it, can be both a compass and a barrier. True success isn't about perfectly hitting every single target we set today, regardless of how the landscape changes. Instead, it's about navigating the journey itself. It's about having the wisdom to adjust our sails when the winds shift, the courage to explore unexpected detours, and the flexibility to re-evaluate what success truly means as we grow. This is the fluid art of goal setting, embracing adaptability, staying responsive, and always remembering that the path itself is as rich and important as any destination. Let's be absolutely clear from the outset. This conversation isn't about discarding goals entirely. We're not here to preach a philosophy of aimless wandering or to suggest that having objectives is somehow detrimental. Quite the opposite, in fact. Goals are the very bedrock of progress, personal growth, and purposeful living. They serve as our North Stars, giving shape to our aspirations and providing a tangible framework for our efforts. Without them, our energy might dissipate in countless directions, leaving us feeling adrift rather than accomplished. The power of a well-articulated goal is immense. It can ignite motivation, focus our attention, and provide a sense of direction when we feel lost. Goals are what compel us to learn new skills, overcome challenges, and push past our perceived limits. They are vital for shaping our careers, nurturing our relationships, and even understanding who we want to become. So, no, this is certainly not a call to abandon the compass. It's a re-evaluation of how we read and adjust its settings in an ever-changing world. However, the paradox lies in how we hold onto these guiding stars. While necessary, goals can become unexpectedly burdensome if we treat them as immutable laws rather than adaptable guides. Life is a dynamic journey, not a static destination. Circumstances shift, our values evolve, new opportunities arise, and sometimes, the person who set that goal a year ago is not the person striving for it today. When we cling rigidly to an outdated objective, it stops being an empowering beacon and starts to feel like a restrictive chain, hindering growth instead of fostering it. This is where the importance of keeping the goal-setting process fluid, flexible, and human truly comes into play. The key to navigating this paradox is to understand that our goals should serve us, not the other way around. They must be responsive to our evolving selves and the changing world around us. This means cultivating a practice of regular re-evaluation, stepping back to ask, does this goal still align with my core values? Is it still what truly excites and challenges me? Given what I've learned, what new information has emerged, and who I've become, is this still the most meaningful direction for me? This isn't about giving up, it's about intelligent adaptation, much like a sailor adjusting sails to catch the most favorable winds, rather than stubbornly heading into a storm. So, how do we maintain this delicate balance? First, embrace goals with an open hand, not a clenched fist. Set them with intention, but hold them lightly, ready to pivot. Second, view your goals as hypotheses to be tested, rather than immutable truths. Be curious about what you learn along the way. Third, prioritize the journey and the learning over just the outcome. Success isn't merely about hitting a target, but about the growth and wisdom gained in the pursuit. Finally, remember that self-compassion is crucial. It's perfectly acceptable, and often necessary, to refine, revise, or even release goals that no longer resonate. By doing so, we transform goal setting from a rigid task into a powerful, living tool that continuously empowers our most authentic and evolving selves. We've all been there, that exhilarating rush when a new goal captures our imagination. Whether it's the vision of a leaner physique, the fluency of a new language, or the launch of a groundbreaking business, we embrace it with fervor. We map out detailed plans, set smart objectives, and perhaps even declare our intentions to the world, basking in the glow of future accomplishment. This initial surge of enthusiasm feels boundless, promising a straight shot to success. It's an intoxicating feeling, fueled by novelty and the promise of a better future. But then, something shifts. The initial spark, once a roaring fire, dwindles to embers. Life, in its messy, unpredictable glory, intervenes. Obstacles appear, progress slows, and the daily grind replaces the initial thrill. The goal, once a beacon, begins to feel like a colossal weight, a burden we reluctantly carry. Suddenly, the detailed plans feel restrictive, the smart objectives overwhelming, and the public declarations, rather than motivating, become sources of quiet shame. And before we know it, we've abandoned ship, setting our sights on a fresh, shiny new ambition, hoping this time will be different. We hop from goal to goal like a stone skipping across water, chasing that initial high, only to crash land again when the novelty wears off. This cyclical pattern of enthusiastic pursuit and eventual abandonment isn't a sign of weakness or a lack of resolve, it's a deeply ingrained psychological dance. Part of it is our brain's love for novelty. The human mind is wired to seek out new stimuli, and the beginning of any journey, especially a challenging one, offers a rich landscape of new experiences and learning. The dopamine hit from envisioning future success or making initial progress is powerful. However, sustained effort, especially when progress plateaus or setbacks occur, requires a different kind of motivation, one that often feels less exciting. This is where the fixed mindset can take root. If we don't see immediate or perfect results, we conclude we're not good enough, or it's not for us, rather than viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. Our instant gratification culture only exacerbates this, making sustained, incremental effort seem less appealing than the allure of the next big thing. Moreover, many of us set destination goals, targets that once achieved, signal success, and provide a brief moment of satisfaction before we inevitably look for the next peak. We focus so heavily on the outcome that the process itself becomes a tedious means to an end. When the journey isn't intrinsically rewarding, it's easy to lose motivation. The goal might also be misaligned with our deeper values or evolving identity. The person who set the goal might not be the same person striving for it 6 months later, leading to a profound sense of disconnect and a dwindling well of internal drive. So, how do we break free from this cycle of well-intentioned disappointment? The key lies in understanding that goals, while necessary for direction, should serve as flexible guides, not rigid taskmasters. First, shift your focus from outcome to process. Instead of just celebrating the finish line, learn to love the daily act of showing up, the small improvements, and the journey itself. Cultivate a growth mindset, viewing every challenge as a learning opportunity rather than a sign of failure. Second, practice radical flexibility. Life is dynamic, your goals should be too. Regularly check in with your aspirations. Does this still align with who I am now? Does it still excite me? If not, don't abandon it, adapt it. Refine, revise, or even gracefully release goals that no longer resonate, making space for new, more aligned ambitions. Third, prioritize self-compassion. It's okay for enthusiasm to wane, it's natural for setbacks to occur. Treat yourself with the same understanding you would offer a friend. Recognize that true growth isn't about perfectly executing a plan, but about intelligently adapting and continuing forward, even when the path gets tough. Ultimately, goals are not meaningless. They are the anchors that give purpose to our efforts. But their true power isn't in their unwavering pursuit, but in their capacity to evolve with us. By embracing a more fluid, growth-oriented, and self-compassionate approach, we can transform goal setting from a source of frustration into a powerful, living tool that continuously empowers our most authentic and evolving selves. It's about learning to hold the compass lightly, allowing it to guide us without dictating every step of a rich and unpredictable adventure. We often approach our goals like rigid blueprints, expecting a straight line from intention to achievement. We set our sights on a distant peak, meticulously plan the ascent, and then march forward, hoping the terrain matches our map. But here's the truth. Life isn't a perfectly paved road, it's a dynamic landscape. Rigidity, while offering a sense of control, often kills the magic, leading to frustration and burnout when reality inevitably deviates from our well-laid plans. The real power in goal setting isn't in drawing a perfect line, but in embracing the dance between purpose and adaptability. This is where the philosophy of flexibility comes in. It acknowledges that having a clear destination is vital for direction, but clinging to every preconceived step is self-defeating. Instead, we must view our goals as living entities, capable of evolving as we gain new information and face unforeseen circumstances. The journey becomes less about adhering to a fixed route and more about skillful navigation. This requires a continuous cycle of setting intentions, checking our progress, and, crucially, adjusting our course. Regularly checking your progress isn't about judgment, it's about honest assessment. Where are you right now? What's working? What's not? This reflective practice allows us to identify bottlenecks, celebrate small victories, and gather critical data about our trajectory. Once we have this understanding, adjusting our course becomes natural. Perhaps a technique isn't as effective as we thought, or a new opportunity has arisen that could accelerate our progress. Maybe the initial goal itself, while still desirable, needs a slight recalibration to better align with our current capabilities or evolving passions. This isn't failure, it's intelligent optimization. Of course, life will inevitably throw unexpected obstacles our way, some subtle detours, others full-blown roadblocks. The key is to handle them reasonably, without letting them become excuses for giving up entirely. Acknowledge the impediment, understand its nature, and then integrate it into your adaptive strategy. Sometimes this means a temporary pause, other times a complete pivot. It might involve seeking new resources, acquiring different skills, or even redefining what success looks like in the face of new constraints. The goal isn't to pretend obstacles don't exist, but to leverage our flexibility to navigate around, over, or even through them. Ultimately, this isn't a sign of weakness or a lack of commitment. It's a profound display of wisdom and growth. By consistently improvising and evolving our approach, we're not abandoning our dreams. We're refining them, making them more resilient and more authentically our own. The true achievement isn't just reaching a destination, but in mastering the art of the journey itself, learning to flow with life's currents while always keeping our compass pointed in the direction of our deepest aspirations. This iterative, responsive method transforms goal setting from a rigid taskmaster into a liberating dance, empowering us to become adept co-creators of our own unfolding story. Every grand adventure, every quiet resolution, every goal we dare to set, it almost always begins in the same place, a quiet moment filled with a cascade of doubts. We stare at that blank page, that empty canvas, that daunting to-do list, much like the person in this image, pen poised, eyes uncertain. Is this idea too audacious, a mere fantasy destined to crumble? Or is it perhaps too small, not worthy of our ambition? The echoes of past attempts, the whispers of, "What if I fail again?" or "What if I simply lose interest?" fill the air. It's a universal truth. Setting a goal means confronting the vast, often intimidating, landscape of the unknown within ourselves. This initial trepidation isn't just about the challenge of the task itself, but also about the chasm between what we imagine and what reality inevitably presents. We meticulously craft a vision of success, the perfect outcome, the smooth path, the ideal feeling of achievement. We paint vivid pictures, the triumphant moment of a product launch, the serene satisfaction of a completed marathon, the unwavering joy of a new promotion. Yet, here's a guarantee in life. Even if you reach your objective, its traits and attributes will likely be very different from what you initially imagined. The finish line you envisioned at the start rarely looks the same when you finally cross it. That promotion you craved might come with unexpected layers of stress or administrative burden you hadn't anticipated. That creative project, once a pristine concept, might teach you more about grit, collaboration, and the stubbornness of software than about pure artistic expression. The reality of any achieved goal is always richer, messier, and far more complex than the idealized fantasy we held at the outset. This isn't a flaw in our planning or a sign of failure, it's simply the nature of engaging with a dynamic world. As we work towards our goals, we change. The world around us changes. New opportunities emerge, obstacles appear, and our own understanding deepens. The journey itself shapes both us and our destination. So, instead of clinging rigidly to a preconceived image of success, what if we embraced this inherent uncertainty? What if the true value isn't in matching our initial vision, but in the unexpected detours, the hard-won lessons, and the personal transformation that happens along the way? Embracing this gap between expectation and reality allows us to let go of the pressure of perfection. It transforms the doubt-filled beginning from a paralyzing fear into an open invitation to explore, adapt, and discover a path that is uniquely ours. The true achievement, then, isn't just in reaching a destination, but in the wisdom gained from navigating the ever-shifting landscape, understanding that the evolving finish line is precisely what makes the journey truly worthwhile. Have you ever poured your heart and soul into a goal, worked tirelessly, sacrificed, only to reach the finish line and think, is that it? This feeling, often dubbed the hollow victory, is surprisingly common. We envision a crescendo of triumph, a rush of unadulterated joy, but instead, we're met with a muted sense of accomplishment, an anticlimax that leaves us questioning the very pursuit. This emotional disconnect stems from several powerful forces at play between the moment we declare a goal and the day we finally achieve it. When we first set a goal, be it a career milestone, a personal achievement, or a creative project, it often comes loaded with idealistic expectations. We paint a vivid picture of the perfect outcome, imagining not just the external success but also the profound internal transformation and unwavering happiness it will bring. This imagined future is often more compelling and pristine than any reality could ever be. But time, that relentless sculptor, changes everything. The journey itself is rarely a straight line. It's filled with unexpected detours, frustrating setbacks, and the tedious grind that often strips away the initial romanticism. We adapt, we compromise, we learn. And through this process, we ourselves change. The person who set that goal is fundamentally different from the person who finally achieves it. Our priorities shift, our values evolve, and our understanding of what truly matters deepens. What once felt like a burning desire might, by the time it's within grasp, simply feel like a task completed, its emotional resonance faded by the long passage of effort and self-reinvention. The goal itself doesn't just sit static, waiting for us. The world around us continues to spin, bringing new challenges, new opportunities, and new perspectives. The external context in which the goal was conceived might no longer exist. That dream job you chased for years might, upon arrival, be overshadowed by changes in company culture or new industry trends that make its original appeal obsolete. That creative project, once a groundbreaking concept, might emerge into a marketplace brimming with similar ideas. The objective reality of the achievement can never fully match the subjective, idealized fantasy we cultivated months or years prior. So, what do we do when our hard-won victory feels less like a roar and more like a whisper? The key lies in recognizing that this hollowness isn't a failure, but a natural indicator of growth. It's a signal that the purpose that once fueled us has shifted. Sometimes, the most profound victories aren't in clinging to a goal that no longer serves our evolving self, but in having the courage to acknowledge when it's time to let go. It means celebrating the growth, the lessons learned, and the person we've become on the journey, rather than solely fixating on the destination. True satisfaction often comes not from finally having achieved, but from the continuous process of becoming, adapting, and aligning our efforts with who we are right now, and who we aspire to be next. Have you ever found yourself caught in the delightful irony of goal setting? On one hand, we're told to dream big, to set audacious goals that light a fire under us. On the other, the journey often leads us to question those very targets. From my perspective, setting goals is a necessary devil. It's an essential paradox. Without some objective, however imperfect, we risk drifting aimlessly, reacting to life rather than shaping it. Goals, in their simplest form, provide a starting point, a compass bearing for that crucial first step into the unknown. They give our efforts direction and provide a framework within which to measure progress. Yet, the magic and the mischief of goals lies not just in setting them, but in our relationship with them throughout the journey. Think about it. The person who sets a goal is rarely the same person who achieves it. We grow, we learn, we encounter new experiences that inevitably reshape our understanding of ourselves and the world. Our values shift, our interests evolve, and our priorities naturally rearrange themselves. What felt like an absolute must a year ago might now feel less urgent, or even irrelevant, in the light of new insights or a changed perspective. This is precisely why changing the goalpost as we move forward isn't a failure of character or a lack of discipline. It's a natural, healthy consequence of growth. Life isn't a static target, it's a dynamic, ever-unfolding process. As we gain new skills, acquire fresh knowledge, and confront unexpected challenges, our definition of what's possible or desirable expands. Each version of ourselves builds upon the last, demanding new aspirations that truly align with who we are becoming. To rigidly cling to an outdated goal would be to deny our own evolution, forcing a past self upon a present reality. The power here lies in embracing this fluidity. It's about recognizing that continuous reshaping of our goals is not a sign of inconsistency, but rather a profound indicator of self-awareness. It means you're not flaky, You're responsive to the person you are today and the person you aspire to be tomorrow. It's an empowering act of aligning your ambition with your authentic self. So, go ahead, set those initial goals to give you direction. But remember, the true victory often lies in the courage to adjust, adapt, and even entirely reimagine your destination as you gracefully navigate the journey of becoming. We've all been there, chasing a goal with such fervor that it consumes us entirely. It starts as a noble aspiration, a beacon guiding our efforts. But somewhere along the arduous path, it transforms. The goal stops being a means to an end and becomes the end itself, an obsession. We sacrifice sleep, push away loved ones, and neglect our well-being, all in the relentless pursuit of that singular objective. It feels vital, essential, as if our very identity is wrapped up in its attainment. This intense fixation often masks a deeper truth. When we become so possessive about a goal, pouring every ounce of our being into it, we might not be genuinely chasing the dream itself. Instead, the goal becomes a convenient escape from something else: discomfort, fear, an underlying emptiness, or unresolved pain. It offers a structured distraction, a tangible target to focus on, diverting our attention from the deeper currents within. It's easier to be perpetually busy than to sit with our discomfort, and a grand goal provides the perfect alibi. But then, the moment arrives. The finish line is crossed. The objective, once so monumental, is finally achieved. And in that triumphant moment, a strange, hollow silence often descends. The expected surge of euphoria is muted, replaced by a bewildering question. What were we really chasing? Why did it matter so much? This stark realization can be disorienting. The thing we sacrificed so much for, the grand ambition that defined our days, suddenly feels insignificant. It's not the goal that was inherently flawed, but our relationship with it. We discover that a hollow victory is still hollow, leaving us with the stark reality that we might have bypassed true fulfillment in favor of a mere distraction. We live in a world obsessed with destinations. From childhood, we're taught to set goals. Get good grades, graduate, land a dream job, buy a house, retire comfortably. Each milestone is celebrated, each finish line coveted. We race towards these objectives, often sacrificing sleep, well-being, and even relationships, all under the assumption that true happiness and fulfillment reside solely in their attainment. We believe that once we arrive, everything will finally fall into place. But what if the most profound rewards aren't waiting at the destination at all? What if the real treasure isn't the shiny prize, but the path we traverse to get there? As we mature, a quiet, yet powerful truth often emerges. No goal, no matter how grand, is inherently superior to the efforts we pour into achieving it. In fact, the final fruit can feel strangely hollow, almost meaningless, if we haven't truly savored the journey that led us to it. Consider any significant accomplishment in your life. Was the actual moment of achievement the most defining part, or was it the struggle, the learning, the unexpected detours, the small victories, and the gritty persistence that truly shaped who you are? It's not just about earning the diploma, it's about the late nights spent poring over books, the invigorating debates with classmates, and the friendships forged in shared struggle. It's not merely about securing a promotion, it's about the new skills you meticulously built, the challenging projects you navigated, and the resilience you developed in the face of setbacks. And it's certainly not just about crossing the finish line of a marathon. It's the unwavering discipline of showing up for every training run, rain or shine, pushing past discomfort, and discovering reserves of strength you never knew you had. These experiences, the process, the becoming, are where the magic truly happens. They are the crucibles in which our character is forged, our wisdom deepened, and our capabilities expanded. Each obstacle overcome, each failure analyzed, each moment of perseverance builds layers of internal strength and self-awareness that no external achievement alone can confer. The you who started the journey is never the same you who arrives at the destination. The true prize is not merely what you have gained, but who you have become. This understanding shifts our entire perspective. Instead of fixating on the endpoint, we begin to appreciate the richness of the present moment, the value in the daily grind, and the lessons embedded in every step forward. The goal transforms from a rigid target into a guiding star, a direction, rather than a singular place. It allows us to embrace the messy, beautiful, unpredictable process of growth, finding joy not just in the triumphs, but in the evolution itself. Ultimately, true fulfillment isn't about reaching the pinnacle, it's about the incredible person you grow into as you climb. We often hear that setting clear, ambitious goals is the key to success. And while direction is undoubtedly important, our culture frequently pushes us toward an unhealthy obsession with fixed destinations. We sprint towards these finish lines, sometimes sacrificing our well-being and overlooking the richness of the present moment, believing that fulfillment only arrives when we get there. But what if this mindset is actually holding us back? The truth is, life is unpredictable, and we ourselves are constantly evolving. The goals we set today, based on who we are now, might not serve the person we become tomorrow. Instead of viewing goals as rigid contracts, let's treat them as guiding stars. They illuminate a general direction, but they don't demand a straight, unyielding path. Embrace detours, welcome new insights, and be open to recalibrating your course. This fluidity is not a sign of weakness or lack of commitment, it's a testament to your adaptability and self-awareness. Maintaining a healthy relationship with your goals requires a critical skill: self-reflection. Regularly ask yourself, does this goal still truly serve me? Am I chasing it for the right reasons, or out of old habits, external pressure, or even fear? True progress often feels energizing and expansive, driven by curiosity and genuine desire. Conversely, if a goal starts to feel like a cage, draining your energy, breeding anxiety, and stifling your authentic self, that's a powerful signal to pause and reassess. Don't confuse sheer doggedness with meaningful progress. Sometimes, the bravest step is to pivot, to release a goal that no longer aligns with your deepest values. Ultimately, the journey of life isn't about ticking off boxes or accumulating achievements. It's about the incredible process of growing, evolving, and continually discovering who you are. Set your goals with intention, yes, but hold them lightly. Let them bend and shift as you do, allowing your path to unfold in a way that truly nourishes your spirit. Because in the grand scheme of things, the person you are becoming, your wisdom, your resilience, your compassion, matters infinitely more than any single achievement could ever define.